this is an official unboxing. It's from Aravaipa. Hello, Pacer. But I love you too. Thank you very much. All right, we know what this is, but the viewers don't. Oh, geez, I almost cut into something. There's like fabric right there.
Pacer.
Wait. Okay, so this says it's to me. Maybe yours isn't in here. It is a Hoka backpack that says Aravaipa Racing Team on it. That's cool. Collab, Hoka and Aravaipa. Nice. Oh, look at that. Welcome to the team, Aravaipa. Jamil, Bryce, and Heidi. They all signed it.
Oh, that's nice.
That's so nice. And then inside, we've got some Run Steep Get High socks. I still have the old pair, and it's one of my favorite pairs of socks. These are so cool. They've got the little ram on them. Is that a ram?
I think so.
Mountain goat, something like that.
Mountain goat, probably.
Got some stickers. And we've got some race kit.
Man, look at the color on that thing.
It's like super meshy back too.
Ooh.
Very cool. Tank and t-shirt.
How cool.
Nice. Do not eat.
Please don't.
Cool.
That's so cool.
That's so cool. And I'm sure yours is on the way. Graham.
Cross my fingers.
Yeah, but have something to wear for Gorge this weekend. Yay. Thank you, Aravaipa. It's race week, Gorge Waterfalls 100K race week, and I'm getting ready to go for my first run of the week. I had a call with Coach Megan Roach yesterday. Swap. Shout out Swap. It was good. And I don't feel particularly confident going into this race. I feel like my body's been a little bit like just tired and kind of just not feeling like it's recovering great the last, week or so. But I'm going to just go for it. And, thinking about the fact that, I'm 42 years old. I'm not going to have another 2 decades of racing and training like this probably. So I may as well, just line up as much as I can. I'm healthy and see what happens. So today's run is going to be shorter than prescribed. It was going to be 8. It's going to be 6. I'm going to go very aerobic this week. And I am going to not look at my watch. I'm going to run with Pacer, no music, try to just focus on kind of being present with the run.
It's Friday, and going out to do a solo run because Corinne is in Portland, or as we call it, Portlandia, because she's racing Gorge's 100K tomorrow. So that's exciting. I just talked to her. She's there and going to the Airbnb. So I'm really excited to watch her throw down tomorrow. I think she could do something fantastic. So hopefully she has a great day. But yeah, I'm going to go out and do our trails. I'm running Rock Hawk in about a week. So trying to just get as much time out there as I can. It's a great place to run. So twist my arm, and now there's no snow, and it's like 75 degrees outside. So I'm going to go out there and knock something out. Well, the weather did not disappoint. It is straight gorgeous. At that time where I was bumming because Corinne and the boys were in Cabo and they were doing beach running. Well, now Corinne's in Portland. It's like 50 degrees and cloudy, and it's 75 and sunny here. Tables have turned. So I'm trying something new, hydration-wise. Not a new hydration, but a little new angle on it. So I'm cutting a Precision 1000 tab and only using 3/4 of it. I was finding at Black Canyon it was a little too salty when the race got long. So I'm thinking this is going to be what I like. I'm going to try it racing and see. But I think a little less salt is probably the ideal for me. I'm really sensitive to it somehow. So anyway, musings on a Friday. Yeah. So with Corinne in Portland this weekend, holding on the fort with the boys, so probably just gonna run both days out here. Probably not a bad idea, just from getting more comfortable on the course. But it's close to the house, and I don't want to leave them for too long. Trying to figure out what we should do tomorrow night. We have like a picnic because it's supposed to be warm near the Platte or something kind of different. I don't know. I have to figure it out, but taking Dash to the Nuggets game tonight with his basketball team. So that'll be really fun, and I know he's really looking forward to it. So yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. And then of course, following along with Corinne. All right, running the Mac trails today. I don't get some time out here. I don't run these as much, even though they're still real close. Just not quite as convenient. But it's good. I'm running a little slow after yesterday's harder push. That's okay. Today was supposed to be 10 easy, and that's exactly what I'm gonna make it. No snakes as of yet, which is always a plus. So yeah, it's been good so far. One of the cool things Castle Rock did right when we moved in is they built this really cool bridge that connects the two trail system, Mac and Ridgeline. And man, it makes it easy to cross kind of what would have been a busy road. I don't know, it's kind of just unique. So since it's race week, I'm gonna finish my run and do a couple hill strides just to kind of get tuned up and ready to rock. Even though, as I said earlier, the race may not happen, it's always good to try to get fast, so that's what I'm gonna do. Whoop, whoop.
Just arrived to Portland in the airport. It's actually a really nice airport. Here for Gorge Waterfalls.
Entry fee. The weekend.
Hello.
Thank you very much. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah. Boom. Perfect. Thank you.
He's our Dean.
Alright, race morning. There's Justin.
We're getting ready at the start line at 10:02. That's in about 7 minutes.
All done with Gorge 100K. Whew. Lots of mixed thoughts on this one. I will have to go into detail soon, but right now, here's what I'm doing. Having a margarita and watching Unbreakable. So this is a race put on by Daybreak Racing and Free Trail, and it used to be a golden ticket race, which meant you could qualify for Western States automatic entry. The area experienced a really big fire, and the race didn't happen for like a 5-year period, and then they brought it back. So I don't know if it's the exact same course that they used to run, but it is around 62 miles. It's about 10,000. I had a little over 10,500 or so feet of climbing, and it is at sea level, so that's one advantage. But this year it was also selected to be a USA team selection race for the Mountain Ultra Trail World Championships for the long trail, which is an 80K in Spain. So I think I figured out this is like maybe my 8th 100K race, which is crazy to say that I've run that many 100Ks. If I go back, Black Canyon was my first. Javelina was my second. Then the following year I did Canyons and CCC. And then I did Black Canyon 100K again, DNF'd. I did a 50 miler. And then I did Black Canyon again. So yeah, I think this is like my 8th or 9th 100K. So I was a little bit nervous going into this race. I actually didn't know how I was going to do. And I had felt like the last couple weeks of training, I just didn't feel like I was recovering particularly well from efforts. I never had like that confidence inspiring workout that I felt like I totally smashed. And so I was wondering if my body was a little bit off, or I just didn't know exactly how it was going to go. And I considered not racing, considered going down to the 50K. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? There's not that many opportunities to go run a world's qualifier. If it goes bad, it goes bad. That happens at races. So I decided I was just going to show up. There wasn't anything causing me to have a major like reason not to go. I wasn't injured. So I decided I would just go for it and see what happened on the day. And I'm really glad I did. Overall, I feel like I had a really, really good race. I executed properly. So in my Instagram post, I said that it was like 85% good, 10% bad, and 5% ugly. So I think maybe that happens in every ultra, but yeah, I could go into a little more detail on the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Gorge Waterfalls. All right, so starting with the good, again, this is like 85%. So I feel like I had a well-executed day. My goal was not to go from the gun. I knew it was going to go out fast. And I had splits written down for around a 9:30 finish, 9 hours, 30 minutes, which is under the previous course record. I used the general splits from Ultra Pacer. Shout out to ultrapacer.com. That gives you splits for races. It's an awesome tool to use. And I was going to try to stay on those splits kind of regardless of how the race went out. You know, I also in my mind was thinking that there's a lot of women in this field who were very fast 50K runners, and I felt like they were definitely going to go out hot. I was hopeful that maybe the length of the race would be an advantage for me, that I would be able to maybe, you know, catch some of those people later in the race. But that didn't happen. Everybody stuck this. Nobody dropped. People didn't fade. I was able to move up in the field, but not quite as far as I wanted to. So again, I think I executed it well. At the first aid station, which is around 6.5 miles, I was actually 7 minutes under the splits that I had projected for 9 hours and 30 minutes finish. And I was in like 23rd place. So that'll tell you how fast it went out. I didn't know what place I was in. I didn't want to know. I actually told my crew, shout out to Matt Hoadley, who crewed me all day, and it was awesome. I also coached Matt, and he crushed the 50K the next day. I told him I didn't want to know where I was until the 50K mark, which is the next time I was going to see him. So I actually... I did want to know my placement at that time because I've been in a couple of these races recently where I wasn't sure exactly what place I was in. So I was like, at 50K, 30-ish, 33 miles, tell me what place I'm in so that I know. And so from that first aid station to the next one, it encompasses the biggest climb of the day. And, my plan was just to take that climb nice and steady. I was just going to be consistent, not over push. And my goal was actually to optimize all the downhills because I feel like that's more of my strength. So it was a little bit surprising to me that I got to that big climb, which I want to say is around maybe mile 13, 14. And I actually started catching other women. And I think I passed 4 or 5 women on the climb, which is really surprising for me and not usually the case. So, I was excited about it. I didn't feel like I was over pushing, and maybe it's the sea level aspect. I'm not sure, but it did feel like comfortable. And I was really excited to be able to like catch some folks and just kind of move ahead. And then I thought, then I'm just going to kind of flow on the downhill. So I ran a lot of the early miles with Jenny Yeaman from Colorado Springs. We both were talking about how, we wanted to be nice and conservative early on and really just save a lot for the second half of the course, and that we both thought we were being smart. And Jenny ended up running 9th place. So she also ran a great race for her first 100K. I think for the most part, I stayed really mentally positive and focused. There were a lot of times, earlier on, and I would say probably like 60-70% of the time that I was truly enjoying running. And I was thinking to myself, like, I love this. I really do. This is awesome. I'm grateful for the ability to do this. I'm grateful for, a body that can move through this terrain. And it's fun to trail run and bounce around on these kind of rocky courses, single track. It was beautiful. So I was like really enjoying myself and feeling like, I wanted to be there, which I think is always a great sign. For the most part, I stayed pretty present. I tried not to think about the future or how many miles I had left, and I listened to my body. I kind of embraced it when it got hard, maybe until the very, very end. We'll talk about that. So all those things were good. My feet didn't hurt during the race, which is huge for me, if you know anything about me. And then also just shout out to all the friends and strangers that were cheering along the way. There was out and back sections. There were a lot of people who actually knew my name, which was really encouraging and just made me feel like I was part of a community. Another positive, again, Matt's help in crewing. He was awesome. He was at every aid station, had exactly what I needed. Told him that I was having some vision kind of issues or like blurry vision for some reason. So he went and got me eye drops in between one of the aid stations. And at the end of the race, he actually just gave me his glasses to wear. So that was really nice. And then also shout out to the Crafts, Justin Kraft and Erica Kraft, who let me stay at their Airbnb, and were just very hospitable, and they're super positive people, so it's great to be around them. Okay. So some of the other good things. Like I said, I climbed well early and in the middle sections. I did feel like I had some good climbing, so hopefully that's a good sign for the future. I did use the downhills to my advantage, and I think in the when there's not elevation or altitude, I should say, the downhills feel fast, and that's kind of fun, and I love that. So it was really fun. I was quick and efficient at aid stations, really dialed there. I fueled well. Maybe a little bit on the light side. I tried to keep all my wrappers. I don't know if I got all of them. I think I ended up averaging about 80 grams an hour, and I had a really big focus on drinking. So I tried to drink a lot more than I normally do to be able to absorb those carbs, and I had no GI issues. So that was amazing. Thank you to the feed. Drank more than I normally do. No GI issues. I peed twice during the race. Good sign. All right, so the bad. I died on the last 2 miles of this race. Absolutely died. Just not, I wasn't really expecting it, and I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe I was bonking a little bit. I got hot. I got nauseous. I got negative. Just wasn't good. I called Graham and told him that I could not move well, and I was walking on a relatively flat section. So the last couple miles were really, really hard, and I need to keep working on that because these races you've got to be able to close, or else it's just not going to be good. This is probably TMI, but I'm a 42-year-old woman who's had 2 children, and sometimes that means that you have bladder leakage during a race. Had a little bit of that, a little bit uncomfortable and not great. So it's a reality. I'm just being real here. I think I beat myself up for not running faster at points in the race. And then my music kept starting and stopping. And I don't know what was causing that, but it was a little bit annoying. And yeah, it was just kind of frustrating. And again, kind of the vision thing. I think, so I wore different contacts, which probably was the issue. I wore some contacts that you're supposed to be able to wear for like a week because I was testing them out for my 100 miler to see if they would be good for wearing continuously for 24 hours. And I would just get these periods where I would just feel like I couldn't quite see clearly and I'd have to like blink really hard. And so that definitely took a little bit of like mental strain to deal with that throughout the whole race. The last 10 miles, I was having trouble with the uphills, needed to hike a few of those. So I'd say I ran 93.5% of the race and I hiked 6.5%. Graham's shaking his head. My low back also got super sore at the end. I was trying to figure out whether or not it was like cramping, stomach, gas pains, or if it was actually like my back being tired. And I think my back was just tired. So again, we got to continue working on strength training. Got to get stronger in my core, low back, hips, glutes. I was kind of over running around mile 40. I was like, yeah, I've been out here a long time, kind of over it. And I had a lot of thoughts like, do I want to do another 100 miler? Do I want to actually be out here when you have to be out there for that many hours? Like, do I actually enjoy that? And that's something I've struggled with a lot is the actual time out there. There's some people who just love to be out there for long periods of time. And I've never really been like that. So I think that's something I have to continue working on. Yeah, so overall, I ended up running about 10 hours and 29 minutes. I placed 7th female. I was the first master runner, so that's encouraging. I think, I feel like I told Debo at the end of the race, like, I executed it well, but I need to figure out, instead of going from 23rd to 7th, how I can go from like 15th to, podium kind of contention. So I think that's a goal, is just continue figuring out pacing efforts for myself. And I highly recommend this race. It's really pretty. It is technical. It's uneven footing. It's a very narrow single track. There's a lot of passing and people kind of, there's like a little bit of a challenge in kind of passing other people in the field during the race. But it's super well put on, and just like, it kind of feels like a destination race. So I feel like it's kind of a bucket list that I can check off, and really glad that I went out there and experienced it. And yeah, during it, I didn't want to run again, but a couple days later, feeling back to it.